Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your time zone is. Welcome to Felicia's Journey. My name is Felicia. How are you today? Thank you so much for tuning in. And if this is your first time, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for watching. Today in this quick video, I just want to show you how I clean and prep my bitter leaf. A friend blessed me with this bitter leaf from her garden. So today I'm going to show you how I clean it up, prep it from scratch, and clean it up and wash it and use it for soups. How I prep it and save it and use it for different things. Bitter leaf really has a lot of health benefits, and even I'm going to be saving some of the juice as well, and in the description box below, I'm going to include all the health benefits of bitter leaf. Okay. Also, I'm going to show you how I replant the stalk, and I'm also going to give you some updates in my mini garden. If you haven't watched my mini garden tour, I have a video on my channel about giving you a tour of my mini garden and some of the bitter leaf that I planted that I just started to grow. Therefore, I'm going to give you an update as well. Once I'm done cleaning this bitter leaf, I will show you how I replant this stalk. I don't throw them away. I replant them, and I will show you the ones that are already growing and give you an update. Okay, I hope that you stay tuned, and I hope that you enjoy watching this video. Okay, if you have never tried bitter leaf before, it is worth trying. It's very, very rich, has a lot of health benefits, and I will include the health benefits in the description box so that you can, if you're not familiar with bitter leaf, you can read up on it a little bit and just get familiar with it. Okay. It is used in different parts of the world for different purposes. People cook soups with it, and some people even use the juice for different health purposes. All right, so I hope you stay tuned, and I'm going to be cleaning this, and once I'm done cleaning, I'm going to wash it. I'm going to show you how I wash it. Okay, stay tuned. Thank you. So guys, I'm going to save these sticks. I'm going to replant them, and I'm going to show you in my mini garden how I replant them, and even the ones that are already planted, how they have grown. I'm going to give you updates on how they are doing and growing. So bitter leaf is really nice and rich. Really has a lot of health benefit. Please feel free to check out the description box below for the health benefits of bitter leaf. It's amazing how well bitter leaf does, you know, when you plant it. Once it has water and good soil, it does very well. Bitter leaf does thrives really well, actually. It's amazing. Even sometimes when I replant the stakes and I think that they look dead, somehow they come alive again. They come alive again. You see all these little tiny, as you can see, you know, those are like new leaves trying to grow. And every time when I replant them, you see that they start doing very well. They start growing out from there. It just tells you that, you know, this is a really good one to plant, to replant. If you have a space in your garden, you know, you can always replant these stakes and you will never run out of bitter leaf because they do very well. They thrive really well. As long as you water them, you know, try and be watering them every day, they will grow really well. So stuff like this you don't want to throw away, you want to replant. Hope you stay tuned and keep watching. I'm going to show you how I wash them, prep them for soups, and also give you update of my garden, the ones I replanted, and how I'm also going to be replanting these stalks. And then you see how well they do, you know. So these days you have a space, even container gardening, even if you don't have, you know, even if you don't have a garden space, you can always, I'll also show you how I plant this in a container as well. You can always do container gardening in whatever space you have in your house. You know, get some containers, get some good soil, and things like this you can always replant. I'll show you how I also replant this in a container as well, and on the ground as well in a raised bed. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I would like to use this opportunity to thank all my subscribers, and if today is your first time, I'd like to encourage you to please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos. I really appreciate it, and I also want to use this time to encourage anyone that is going through a rough patch. You know, there's so much uncertainties right now in the world, and I also want to express my condolence to those that have lost loved ones, either from the pandemic or from the EndSARS in Nigeria, or even other sad situations going on in other parts of the world. I just pray that God will heal our world, heal our land, and bring peace on earth, because there's so much going on right now, but it is well. We gotta keep on going. But for those of us still alive, we gotta keep moving. We gotta keep encouraging ourselves and staying sane and showing kindness to one another. We have to keep praying, you know, by being prayerful. You know, you have to find a way to maintain your sanity and keep your hopes up, you know. So make sure you pray a lot. Make sure you belong to, you know, you have a group where you pray together. You know, the Bible says iron sharpening iron. You know, we encourage one another. This is the time to pray for each other and to pray for the world, and to also show kindness more than ever, you know, to one another. God bless you. I hope you stay tuned. Alright, so now that I'm done, you know, removing the leaves, so I'm gonna wash them. I'm gonna show you how I wash them. Meanwhile, open these ones. These ones, I'm going to show you how I replant them in my garden. So them like this. For those of you that have never washed with a lid before, just grab both of them in your hand and scrub and scrub and scrub. Just scrub it together. You can also use blender. Some people use blender as well to crush the leaves and wash some of the bitter juice off. But I like the chunky leaves, so I prefer to use my hand, to just wash off some of the bitter juice. So this first one, I will be rinsing out the bitter juice, but when I do the second one, I'm gonna save some bitter juice to drink. You see, as I'm scrubbing it, some of the bitter juice coming out. Do you see that?
You see that? See the foamy bitter juice? That's the foamy bitter juice coming out. The more you scrub, the more the bitter juice comes out. So I'm going to be giving this a good rinse, and then I'm going to wash this first water out, and then the second time when I scrub them, I'm going to be saving the clean juice for me. Okay, like I said, people use this bitter leaf for different purposes. It's very medicinal and has a lot of good health benefits, and people cook soups with them, and sometimes I even put some in my rice. I put some in my yam pottage. I use it for different things because I enjoy bitter leaf. Is a big part of my diet. So this is how you wash the juice off. I don't like to blend mine because I want the chunky leaves in my soup. So at the same time, I want to get out some bitterness out of the leaf because the leaf is very bitter. So I get some bitterness out so that I can use the leaves in my soup. Sometimes I use some in a goosey soup. Sometimes I cook it with some locust beans on its own, and I use some blended oatmeal to thicken it. So one of these days I'll try to do a video to show you how I cook different ways I use my bitter leaf to cook. I put in a goosey soup. I cook it as it is with locust beans and some oatmeal, blended oatmeal. I use it as a thickener, and I'm telling you, it tastes so good. You can see how foamy it is. You see that? Look at that. So I'm gonna give it a little more scrub, and then I will go wash this out. This is also a really good exercise for your arms as well, for your hands. I find this therapeutic actually, you know. I find a lot of things therapeutic, to be honest. You know, I just take my time. But sometimes doing these things from the scratch is, you know, has its own good benefits. Because then you have your nice and fresh leaf to use to cook. Alright. So I'm going to go give it a good nice rinse. Alright guys, so I've scrubbed it quite a bit, and then now I'm going to wash off this water. Now I'm going to rinse it out, put some more water, and then I'm going to scrub it a little more. I'm going to use a sieve to strain the water. You can see how green the water is. See how green it is. So that is the bitter juice, you know, that I'm trying to scrub out of the leaf. The more you scrub it, the more you know, the bitter juice comes off it. and that way it reduces the bitterness in the leaf. Now, some people like it more bitter than others, just depending on your taste. You can just keep scrubbing, you know, till you get to how bitter you want it to be, or how tender you want the leaf to be. Like I mentioned earlier, some people blend it, but I like the leaves chunky, you know. I like to be able to chew some of the leaf in my soup, so I don't want, that's why I choose not to blend it. So, and some people just scrub it like this as well, you know, to scrub it together. So I'm going to strain this out, and I'm going to scrub a little more. So the more you scrub, the smaller your leaves get. See, it shrinks. Like the whole of this one now, I'm going to just use it to cook some soup, maybe some egusi soup or on its own, you know. And I usually use what's it called now? I usually use oatmeal powder to thicken my, I blend the oatmeal and then I use it to thicken my soup with some locust beans. So I'm gonna scrub a little more because I need some more bitterness out of this, and I need to get some bitter juice from this as well. Water. I'm gonna scrub some more. What you can also do to get the juice out is you can actually just get a fresh leaf and blend it. Blend the fresh leaf and then you strain the water, the juice out. You know, you can do that as well. That's what I do most of the time though. Alright, so I think I've gotten the desired texture for my leaf. So I'm going to stop scrubbing now. So I'm just going to strain a little bit of water, a little bit of the juice in here. But there's another method you can use to get the juice out. Like I said, you can just get the fresh leaf before scrubbing the juice out. Get a fresh leaf and rinse it out. Put it in a blender with some water and just blend it up. And then you can strain the juice out that way too. So that's another method. And that's the method I use. Okay, but this one, sometimes if I just want just a little bit, you know, just a little bit of juice, you know, I can strain a little bit from here as well, just to use for what I need it for. So see that, just a little bit of the juice, I do that as well. But most of the time, the method I use is to blend the fresh leaf directly, maybe a couple of leaves, 3, 4, 5 or 6, and then with some water, and then drain it out, and then I use it that way as well. But today I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit today to, you know, for what I need it for. All right, so I'm going to now rinse my leaf finally. I'm gonna do a final rinse so that I can put it away. I'm gonna be freezing this. I'll put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it for when I'm ready to use it. I really appreciate you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned, and I'm gonna go show you how I replant the leaves, the sticks, the stalks, to get more bitter leaf. And I'm also going to give you an update on the ones I already planted. The weather is so beautiful out there today, and I'm just so excited to show you my garden, my mini garden. I'm really excited. How is your weekend going? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying encouraged and having a wonderful day. Okay. So I'm gonna get a bag, a Ziploc bag. So as you can see, I'm done washing. The water is nice and clean now. As you can see, I like to chew some of these things in my soup. So I like it chewy. That's why I prefer this method, not to blend mine. Alright, so this is what it looks like after scrubbing the bitter juice off. Most of the bitter juice actually. It's still gonna has some bitterness when you put in your soup, but it's kind of a delicious bitterness. I don't know how to explain it, but it is a delicious bitterness. So this is what it looks like after scrubbing the juice off. So I'm gonna squeeze the water out, and I'm gonna save it in a bag for when I'm ready to cook with it. Okay, so I get a bag, Ziploc bag, freezer bag, or whatever freezing container you have. Whatever you use to freeze, it doesn't have to be a bag. You can use anything you have. And then I put it inside, and then I freeze it up. So when I'm ready, I use it to cook soup. There we go. All done. So this will be going in my freezer. Alright, so now that I'm done, I'm going to go and show you how I replant the sticks in my garden. And the ones I already planted, let me go and give you some updates on how they're doing. Okay, so, and then you can also see how I plant the sticks so they don't waste, especially if they're looking nice and healthy, and looks like they have more leaves that will be coming out of them. Here we go. Done, all done and ready to freeze. Look at that. So this is ready to go in my freezer for my soup. Alright, so stay tuned.
come with me to my garden so I can show you. I don't throw this away because, as you can see, they are good and healthy looking, and you can see that they even have some leaves that are about to grow out. Do you see that? So I'm gonna go replant these stems, and I'm gonna show you the ones I already planted, how they're doing. So come with me to my garden. All right, guys, so these are some of the bitter leaf I planted in the garden, you know, like a container gardening. Like I mentioned earlier, if you don't have a garden, you know, like a space, a raised bed, you can always, you know, find a space in your patio or your corridor, you know, or wherever space you have, you know, to just put some soil in the garden. See, these bitter leaves that are growing right now were like this. Look, they were like sticks like this when I planted them, and they're doing very well already. They're doing very well. So they always do so well. So I have this container right here, and I have some space here, and I'm going to just put some. I'm going to put a couple in there, and they do very well. There we go. I'm going to put probably about 4 in here. You know, so this is how you can regrow bitter leaf actually, and make sure you have constant supply. And I water them real good. See, I'm gonna add one more here. I'm gonna add this one here. You can see this ones did very well, and they're growing well, and I'm gonna water them shortly. Okay, see, I have another one here. I have another container bitter leaf here. See, I have another bitter leaf that I planted. These were also sticks like this when I planted them, and you can see how well they're doing. As long as they get a good soil and you're watering them, they do very well. So I have another container here with some soil, and I'm gonna be putting some bitter leaf here as well, you know, in order not to waste them. And you know, for me to also always have constant supply of bitter leaf. So there we go. I'm gonna put like 4 here, and I'm gonna take these other ones to my raised bed and show you. See, you can plant, you know, herbs. This is rosemary leaf right here, and it's doing very well. My rosemary leaf is doing very well. And these are some onion scraps here. Did you see? I have a video on recycling your onions. These were my onion scraps here, and you can see them growing. And I have some spring onions, and these are basil. These are basil seeds I just sprinkled all over here, and they're doing very well. You know, one thing I realized that does very well as well is basil. See, these are my basil, and all I did was to transplant the seed. You know, they had a lot of seed, and I just sprinkled some in there. Look at that, and it's already growing, doing very well. See, these were tiny seeds. This is another basil coming out. This is another basil coming out. They're doing very well. And these are more basil right here that I also sprinkled some of the seed that I got from that basil, and as you can see, they're doing very well. They're all germinating very well. I'm going to be watering them shortly. And these are just flowers. These are flowers. These are flowers. And these were flower seeds that I planted, and as you can see, they're doing very well. They're growing. These were just seeds, flower seeds I bought during summertime. They were on sale, really. They were on clearance in at Walmart. They were $1 per bag, and I just decided to plant them and see they're doing well. This one is coming out as well, growing very well. This is another flower here. So let's head on over to my garden, my raised bed, so I can show you how my other bitter leaf are doing.
All right, so let me show you. These are also some bitter leaf that I planted, and I'm telling you, see how well they've grown, see how well they're doing. These were stalks like this when I planted them. They were sticks like this. See that? See, this is how you can recycle your bitter leaf sticks, and you will never run out of bitter leaf again. You see them doing very well. Look at the small ones on the ground. And by the way, I'm going to take one of these stalks again and put them in the ground. See that? Bitter leaf, they do very well. They do very well. That's one thing I've noticed. See, I'm gonna put some on the ground, more on the ground. You can see all the tiny little ones I put on the ground. See how they're doing, how well they're growing. I'm gonna put another one on the ground. You see, that way I never run out of bitter leaf. I don't want to encourage you, you know, if you have never tried planting your herbs, your vegetables, you know, give it a try. Like I said, you don't have to have a raised, if you don't have a space where you can cultivate a raised bed like this. See, I cultivated this myself. This is my mini garden myself. You know, just take my time. I do it bit by bit. Got some bricks, you know, and now I plant. These are some water leaf. I've even actually harvested some from the last update I gave you. See, this is another bitter leaf. Well, this was just a stick, a stalk like this when I planted them. So this is just to show you and to encourage you that you can actually replant your bitter leaf stalk. Don't waste them. Find a space, and if you don't have a space, find a container, and you can just do some container gardening in your patio, in your corridor, whatever space you have. And look at my papaya, my baby papaya I showed you in my last mini garden tour video. Look at how well it's growing. My papaya tree was so tiny, little when I started. Look at how well it's doing. And these are my rosemary leaves. See how well they're doing as well. My rosemary leaves are doing very well as well. And also look at some of those. Those are more bitter leaves actually. Those are bitter leaves I also planted. And these are lemongrass. This lemongrass is doing well as well. This lemongrass was very tiny, very tiny when I planted it. So I have 2 stalks left. Here we go. I have some space here, so I'm gonna put this one in the ground, and I'll put this one in the ground as well. See that? This is how I plant them, and I never run out of bitter leaf again. Look at this ones too. These were little stalks from my friend's garden. My friend gave me, she always blesses me with bitter leaf because she has a huge farm of bitter leaf. And she gives me some sometimes, and I never throw away the sticks. See, even sometimes when the sticks look like they're dying, they always come back alive. These were some of the very few sticks she also gave me. You can see this stick right here. Looks like it's dying, right? But do you see how it's already starting to grow? Look at that. It's starting to grow a little tiny leaf right there. See? So I never give up on them. Some of them always look like they're dead, but then they start growing. Look at this one. So you see that this one is growing. Look at this one as well. This one was looking dead as well, but I didn't give up on it, and now it's growing some leaves. So look at this one too. This one also looked dead, but it's growing. I realized that bitter leaf actually does very well. Once you get a good soil and water, they do very well. Look at this one as well. See? So, and I have some more here. I planted. Here are some more bitter leaf. Look at that one too, starting to grow. That one was also looking dead. Do you see? This was looking dead, but look at it, it's starting to grow. It's starting to grow. Those are more bitter leaf sticks right there. That one is also, look at this one. It looks so dry and dead, isn't it? But it's starting to grow as well. And
that one as well was looking dead, but I didn't give up on them. At some point I thought they were dead, and I said no, I'm not gonna give up on them. I'll keep watering them. Look at this one. You see how dry this looked? I thought it was dead, but see, it's starting to grow some baby bitter leaf. Look at this one as well. You see how dry? God is wonderful. This is amazing. Look at this one. This looks so dead. I almost uprooted them to throw them away, honestly. I almost uprooted this one and now it's growing. I almost uprooted this one and now it's growing. Look at that one. I almost removed them. I thought, oh, these are not gonna grow, but look at them. They are growing. And these are little basils as also growing, coming out. Basil leaf. I sprinkle some basil seeds here so you can see that they're growing. They're starting to germinate, they're coming out. Look at that. Those are tiny little basils. So I want to encourage you, gardening, I find gardening very therapeutic. And I'm so glad, thankful for when we were all on quarantine and we had to work from home. I had a lot of time on my side. So when I finished working from home, I had spare time. We weren't going anywhere. So I decided to start cultivating my garden by myself. You can utilize any space you have. And here is a tomato, actually. Look at, I have a small tomato here. Oh, look at my tomato. It's already, oh, wow. It's already growing. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at this tomato. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is amazing. I haven't even seen this tomato because I've been busy. We've been back to work, so I haven't been here. Well, I'm gonna have to find something to support my tomato, to give it something to rest on. Wow, this is amazing. Look at that. Anyway, so I just wanted to give you an update and to show you how you can replant your bitter leaf sticks, and not throw them away. So my garden is doing well. I'm hoping I'm gonna have some more time to plant more stuff, probably to cultivate some more. I plan to extend it, but maybe my next break, Thanksgiving break or Christmas break, I might try to find time to cultivate it. This is my little pot here that fell. Let me just order. Probably find something to plant here. Normally just place it up here. I'll find something to plant in it. Yeah, so this is just to give you an update on my mini garden. Look at it. Look at how nicely my bitter leaf is doing. So now I'm gonna go ahead and water the garden. I'm gonna go ahead and water it. But I'm telling you, they can survive. You see in a few weeks, this one stalks I just put in the ground, you see how well they'll be doing. Alright, so ahead and water. Show you how I water my mini garden. Alright guys, so adding my plants, give them some nice water. Water, as long as you water them, they will do very well. That's what I just do. Just water them real good, and they're doing very well. You know, when plants get nice, watering, and well taken care of, they do very well actually. I need to plant more tomatoes. I do plan to plant some more tomatoes. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing very well. I'm really glad for my lemongrass that they're doing very well. They were so tiny and little when I first planted them. They're really doing very well. And my bitter leaf are thriving as well. These were just tiny little stalks, empty stalks I planted, but it's amazing how well they're doing. I'm so happy for my papaya. See how well it's growing. This was so tiny when I planted it. You know, I also use papaya leaves papaya leaves has a lot of health benefits, right? Yeah, papaya leaf has some health benefits. You know, there's so many things you can do with them. When you replant your bitter leaf, you will never run out of bitter leaf. I'm telling you, they do so well. They thrive so well in all weather. As long as they get some water, you know, they do very well. And it's such a beautiful day today, you know. I'm so thankful for the weather today. So beautiful. I like to add some color to my garden. Alright, I think I'm done.